Don't take things personally. Mindful Cuddles, Session 17. My name is Laura McGregor, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist at Nourish Victory. I'm going to talk for a few moments about taking things personally. And as I do, I'd like you just to close down those eyes and focus on your breath, taking in a nice, deep, nourishing breath in, and with an O-shaped mouth, exhaling away any stress or tension in the body. It's such a beautiful thing when we can connect with ourselves in this way, and I invite you to really take this time for you, opening yourself up to the possibility of this message. Perhaps you sometimes find yourself feeling under attack or taking comments that may not even specifically be about you as personal attacks. And there are several reasons why you may have got into the habit of taking things a bit too personally. Perhaps you were genuinely criticized and put down in the past, and now you found yourself more on the lookout for a possible attack from others. This can become an over-generalizing experience, so that you tend to see criticism even where it doesn't exist. Perhaps you tend to over-blame yourself for problems and therefore expect others to be as critical of you as you are of yourself. But whatever the reason, it's essential to understand that taking things too personally is a habit that you can change. Now, of course, we need to take our fair share of responsibility for things, but not to the extent that blaming ourselves or feeling blamed takes our focus away from our projects or goals, the things that we're committed to. After all, it is the objective itself that counts, not how the people are pursuing the objective feel about themselves from minute to minute. And when we take things too personally, we are putting ourselves at the center of things. Really take a minute to think about that. Taking things personally is putting yourself at the center of everything. And in a minute, I'm going to describe the critical differences between feedback that another person gives you and criticism. But firstly, if someone is highly critical of you, it helps to remember that it may be because they are themselves a highly emotional person, or they're highly emotional in general, or perhaps just in that moment. And remember this, criticism is never 100% true. It's often an overgeneralization or exaggeration caused by the accuser's feeling, overly emotional in that moment. For example, if someone is angry, they are in an extremely emotional state, and because of this, they will have less access to their thinking brain. Strong emotions drown out clear thought and proper sense of perspective. It means that people do and say things that they don't mean when they're angry. And this will include things they might say about you. So being overly sensitive or sensitive to others' opinion, or always trying to fathom what other people are thinking or getting at, is just so much wasted energy. And I invite you to trust that if people have something to say, that they will say it, and if they haven't, you can choose to relax about it. And it's not that you want to stop being able to take feedback from others, but you can take it as just that, feedback, not criticism. But it's also essential for you to be clear about the distinction between feedback and criticism. See, feedback focuses on what you are doing or not doing. It describes an aspect of your work or behavior, but it is not about your core identity. For example, if someone calls you lazy, this is a criticism. It's not feedback because it says something about you, who you are as a person. But if someone says they wish that you would put in more effort to a particular task, then that is feedback. Why? Because they are not assassinating your whole character. They are just describing how they feel about one aspect of your behavior. So you can decide whether the feedback is worth responding to or not, and you can disregard criticism as an emotional overgeneralization. Only comments that are time limited and about what you do and not about who you are can qualify as honest feedback. If someone points out that your shoelaces are undone, they are not criticizing you. They have given you valuable feedback. You know specifically what needs addressing, and you can act on their feedback if you so decide. But imagine they say something like, "You are always so selfish." What they have given you here is nothing at all. There is no indication of what change is needed in such a statement. We always must ask for specifics in order to make it valuable feedback. If someone does criticize you, it certainly isn't enjoyable. So you can quickly think of times when you are just not like that. This will be easy because criticism is always an exaggeration. If someone calls me lazy, I will ask them to be more specific because when I think about it, I know I'm not lazy in all of the areas of my life. So this is not about letting oneself off the hook, it's or accusing others and reacting with, "Oh, you're so emotional." It's more about just seeing the bigger picture and not getting sucked into other people's negativity or emotional states. And the more we do this, the more we can take things less personally. So if you know something is just not true, or at least not always true, then you can just say so in a much more and be so much more relaxed about it. And you can remember that how people communicate and act is always down to them. You might be in the way of someone's bad mood, but they are responsible for their attitudes, not you. They are also responsible for their honesty. And so inviting them to tell you in a non emotional way how they are feeling or how you can change your behavior and invite feedback, you allow yourself the opportunity to also change without picking up the emotional aspects of taking something personally. And in order to get the best results, please find a nice quiet place where you can focus your attention and intention towards the goals of this recording. As this is a self-hypnotic recording, it should never be played while driving or at any other time when you must maintain full awaking consciousness. This recording is intended to be listened to and shared widely with the public, and therefore should be seen as non-clinical, non-therapeutic hypnosis, and is defined as the use of hypnosis to instill positive thinking and the capacity for self-hypnosis. This recording is intended to be educational in nature, providing information, instruction, support, and encouragement. If you would like to experience deep trance hypnosis as part of therapeutic sessions, please book time at nourishvictory.com. If you find these sessions valuable and you know anyone you think it may help, I'd ask that you please share it with them. I drop a new relaxation audio each Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific Time. Be sure to subscribe to our mailing list to never miss a session. Visit www.nourishvictory.com for more information. And if your intention is to fall into a deep and sound sleep, please be sure your alarm clock is set. Go ahead and place yourself into a comfortable position. Adjust your body so that you're lying with your legs and feet uncrossed and slightly apart, hands resting loosely in your lap. And if I have your permission to guide you into a calm and relaxing state, then just begin by taking a few more deep, comfortable breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And of course, as always, you have the power to accept or reject suggestions as you hear them. You can practice this in everyday life when you hear something on television or during regular everyday conversations. And you have the power to accept or reject any suggestions that you hear today. Please use these two powerful gifts as often as possible, doubling down on the things that resonate with your values and integrity by internally thinking, I accept that suggestion, and quickly rejecting anything that doesn't with, I reject that suggestion. And as you begin to relax, I'll bring your awareness to any sounds, just everyday sounds, around your house, people or animals in the background, perhaps cars passing by in the neighborhood. And these sounds do not bother or disturb you. As a matter of fact, they help you relax even more comfortably. And of course, at any time, should you need to awaken, you can do so quickly and effortlessly. Now, to really start to relax and allow the comments of others to no more affect you than the water gliding off a duck's back bothers that duck as it makes its way across the pond. And just think, as your arms begin to relax more fully right now, about the fact that you have a conscious mind and an unconscious part of you as well. And your unconscious mind can do things for you that you don't know how to do consciously. You don't consciously grow hair or nails. You don't consciously dream or salivate or digest your food. And you don't consciously begin to relax peacefully to every word you hear right now, because your unconscious does all these things for you in just the same way that as you begin to drift into deep relaxation, your unconscious mind can do more things for you so that your conscious mind can begin to drift away and think about other things, such as what it feels like as the left hand and the right hand start to feel more relaxed and rest there. And sometimes you even notice that they feel a little warmer as the rest of this experience lets your hands feel more now. And it's curious the way you breathe deeply like that. Like when you begin to sleep deeply sometimes, and the mind just drifts away. Like times when you've been relaxing outdoors, someplace, feeling a beautiful, healthy, warm breeze on the skin. A kind of time when you're just resting deeply now, and sounds around just fade away. And you know how sunshine shimmers on the surface of water. Sometimes how that would look in a beautiful dream now. Or light filtering softly through trees. What it feels like to leave it all behind and feel so much clearer and better for it. How distant great mountains might look, standing so proud and dignified, heedless of the changing weather around them. And in just a moment or so, as you just get a sense of somehow drifting along, getting ever closer to a place of almost ultimate soothing comfort, entering now into that still, clear, open space, your space, where you understand more and more clearly how the ideas and opinions of others can have real value to you at times, and when they are nothing to do with you, you can just let them go, drifting out of sight like so much mist melting away, because you've already begun to relax so deeply around other people. And it is as if this new calmer you has such clarity of mind, such calm detachment, and you can rest deeper with your developing capacity to relax so much more with what is said or unsaid, because your unconscious mind does everything for you. So you can just enjoy the relief of it all, not having to think about it at all. And just focus your mind on the air around your body now, and feel the air itself relaxing, resting, so soothing, surrounding you in a soothing way. And in just a moment now, you can get that wonderful sensation of every part of you just resting deeper and deeper. The very atoms of your face so relaxed now. And as you begin to notice that your mind can have the kind of wonderful clarity what it's like to view a viewing screen in your mind, like a TV in front of you, and what it's going to be like in a moment to observe yourself over there in one of those situations where you used to be overly sensitive, maybe, and notice with such relaxed detachment the words or attitudes of others, how they are like dust motes in a sunbeam, nothing to do with you. And what a pleasure to watch yourself rising above it, all so calm and steady in yourself, knowing they really don't know you anyway. So it's easy to interact confidently and calmly, paying attention when it's needed and letting things pass, allowing yourself the opportunity to accept suggestions other people give you or reject the things that do not resonate with who you are. Just letting things pass when they're nothing to do with you. And how satisfying is it to know that you can do that at any time you choose? And a colony of tiny mites once took up their abode in the bristly ear of an elephant. Not that he noticed. They really were too tiny, and there they lived for many a year, the colony flourishing and growing, till one day the mite leader announced it was time to go to a new home. It would only be courteous, he solemnly announced to his fellow mites, for us to say farewell to our host. We will all have to shout together so that he may hear us. And they all shouted and bellowed and shrieked at the top of their tiny mite voices. And by some miracle, the elephant heard those minute squeaks. "Oh, elephant, your ear has been a very fine home for us. But now it's time to find more luxurious accommodation, more suitable for our important status. So goodbye." And the elephant curled his trunk with complete indifference and gently murmured, "In truth, your leaving is of little significance to me, as was your arrival." And you can be deeply curious about how this deep unconscious change has already begun to transform your life in so many ways. So detached from former imaginings, focused on what's really important to you as you listen regularly to this session. And these positive feelings will stay with you and grow stronger and stronger as you become more relaxed. In fact, this relaxed response will become a pleasant part of your life, and you know you could find something new that brings you joy each day. You could laugh and feel joyful when your feet touch the floor first thing each morning. You could feel happy, grateful, motivated, and even excited and energized to start a new day, leaving behind all those old cares and concerns. And you'll surprise yourself in that you'll find you are able to let go of the things that belong to the past. You'll see them correctly in their true perspective as belonging to the past. Old negative memories, old patterns of behavior, and things that raise themselves as barriers against your ability to achieve the things that you wish to achieve in your life are now fading away, and you're seeing them as part of the past. And this is allowing your body to come back into its correct balance. This is allowing your mind to feel settled and calm. And this is allowing you to experience a deep sense of inner confidence, contentment, and energy. And if you're listening to this recording at your regular bedtime, then you can ignore the following wake-up suggestions and continue to drift and dream, knowing that you will awaken fully refreshed at your usual wake-up time. However, if you are listening to my voice at any other time, then you will accept the suggestions to come out of this restful state and feel all the benefits of this wonderful, deep relaxation session. In a moment, I'm going to count the numbers from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you will be wide awake, feeling already wonderfully invigorated and ready to allow these suggestions to work for you. I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and at the last number, 5, I will ask you to open your eyes and have a good stretch and say out loud the words wide awake. 1, slowly, calmly, easily, you are returning to your full awareness once again. 2, each nerve, muscle, and ligament has benefited from this wonderful time spent inwards. 3, from head to toe, feeling perfect in every way, physically perfect, mentally perfect, emotionally calm and serene. 4, you will find from this moment on, you will have more and more confidence and energy in your everyday life. When you leave your house, colors may be brighter, sounds clearer, and that is simply because you took this time to reconnect with yourself. And 5, opening your eyes and saying out loud the words wide awake. Good. Wide awake.